Can you hear me now? Yes, you can hear me now. Sorry about that. Anyway, welcome on in. Ah! Oh my gosh. Can't hear me. I know. My, right before stream, I restarted my computer. And for some reason, whenever I restart my computer, my settings on OBS disappear for my mic. So, yeah. Whoopsies. Anyway, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome to the Wheelspin Chaos Build Challenge. And thank you to the Sims Creator Program for providing me with packs for today's stream. I'm much appreciated and for continued support. So, yay! Good morning, Neomeister. Good morning, Nixie. How are you guys today? I hope you're doing well. You doing well? I hope so. Ah, boy. You can only stick around for a bit, but it's awesome to be here for now at least. Yay! Well, I'm glad that you can be here for a little bit. That's something. You can watch me go, oh no, when I spin the wheels and see what I've got in store for me, because that's what we're going to be doing first. We're going to be spinning some wheels and we're going to be checking out what I'm going to be in for today, because I'll be going, oh no, what have I done? I didn't actually make these wheels either, so I don't know what's on them. My lovely Nasena made the wheels for me, and yeah, basically I don't know what's on them, so I know in general what's on them, but not specifically what's on them. So we're going to be spinning it, and I'm going to be like, please not, please not, please not, please not. As you do. But anyway, how are you all today? I hope you're doing well, and life has been treating you good today. I hope. I'm just thinking. Oh, nah. Sorry. The thought was there, but I think we'll just. Well, I was just thinking, like, if I can come up with like something to put like a little list on the screen. I should have thought of that earlier, but I did not think of that earlier. So, whoopsies. But yeah, if I could think of like a little screen thing of some sort, but I'm just thinking the best way to do it. Nah, it's gonna be tricky. Okay, well, shall we spin some wheels? Shall we see what we're in for? Nixie's redeemed first. Good job, Nixie. Good job, Nixie. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to have like a list on screen somehow. Spin it? You reckon I should spin it? Yeah, I reckon I should spin it as well. Just thinking if I could come up with a way to do a list, but I don't know if I can. Not an easy one anyway. Beep, 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 beep. Alright, well, I'll think about that. Anyway, let's spin those wheels. Let's spin them and see what we've got. Okay, so the wheels that we have for this are the budget. Okay, so we have a budget here of a variety of things. Then we have colours. And then we have the styles. I have no idea what's in this list, but anyway, let's go with that. We've got some restrictions. So I don't know what those are either. And then for each of the rooms, we're going to do a room focus. So yeah, that should be interesting. So once we've got the exterior done, then we can like build all the rooms and like with the, yeah, with the restrictions as well. So yes, we're going to see what our budget is for today. What are you guys hoping for? Are you hoping for 10,000 or 75,000? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's push it and see what we're going to get. I'm going to have to write these down. Oh, no. It was the one I didn't want. 35k? Nixie, honestly, that would have been amazing. I would have loved 35k. But, no. We got 10k. Crud. Debug it is for landscaping. Okay, what colours are we going for? We've got black and gold, pastels only, earth tones, monochrome white, dark academia, pink overload, forest greens, desert neutrals, light blues, red and black, rainbow rooms. Oh, rainbow rooms would be really cool for like Pride Month, hey? Oh, okay. Okay, let's see what we're going to get for this. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Forest greens? Forest greens. Ooh. Okay. We're going to make something foresty. Okay. So our next one is styles. So we can go for modern luxury, which I'm very, very intrigued to do with 10,000 simoleons. It's a Briar house. Yeah, it could be a Briar house. Like all forest greens and, well, I don't know if Briar would go with cheap though. Like, would she go with cheap? Probably not. We can go modern luxury. Cozy cottage would actually work for me with the forest greens. We've got Victorian Gothic, industrial loft, Mediterranean villa, futuristic sci-fi, Japanese-inspired, tiny suburban, farmhouse, beach bungalow, cabin in the woods, a witchy cottage, brutalist concrete home, oh no, colour maximalist, Scandinavian minimalist, underground bunker, oh no, tree house, converted warehouse, a desert adobe home, and a haunted mansion. Briar's an expensive date. I felt like Briar would be an expensive date. And I felt like, you know, a 10k home would just not be good enough for Briar. Okay. I'm hoping it's not an underground bunker. Well, let's see what we get. No. Converted warehouse. Oh. Converted warehouse. I don't even know what that would look like. Like, would that be, like, kind of industrial? Is that the vibe? Haunted mansion on 10k, please. No. Oh, a mansion on 10k. That would be terrible. So what, a converted warehouse? Would you go for, like... Yeah, just like, that would be almost like industrial style, right? I feel like, you know, be like a big sort of blocky kind of building. Yeah, industrial. That's what I thought too. Restrictions. Okay. No straight lines. I'm not sure how to do that. But okay. One tile wide hallways only. No square rooms. No. Entire house on stilts. Must use platforms heavily. Every room is a different colour. No custom roof shapes. What does that mean? Oh, I can't, like, customize it. Okay. No symmetry allowed. Oh, boo. House must fit in a circle. Oh, no. Must include an indoor garden. Kind of hoping for that one, to be honest. Every room is open concept. Oh my gosh. So I wouldn't have, like, any, like, indoor walls? Is that what that would mean? No windows on the front wall. Oh, that's horrible. I love my windows. Roof must be dramatic. I could go for that. I could do a dramatic roof. Only wallpaper allowed. Only paint allowed. Oh, I don't like these. I don't like these at all. No. Okay. Oh, I'm scared of this one. No. I don't know what we're going to get, but... No symmetry allowed. I like symmetry. No symmetry allowed. Oh, that's rough. It could be worse, though. It could be worse. Like, the house must fit in a circle. Ugh. Okay. Alright, so I think when we get to the rooms, we've got to spin the wheel to see what we get, and then we just take away each of the ones until we get these things. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rooms. Okie pokey then. This should be fun. I wonder... I can add like a little list in like paint or something. Can I do that? 10k budget. Oh, I might be able to do this. And then we've got forest greens, because it will be a good reminder from me of forest green. And then converted warehouse. And no symmetry allowed. Okay. Brilliant. Love that for us. I love that for me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Nope. I'm seeing if I can cut this and crop it. Don't know that I can. Crop. There we go. Got it. I haven't used paint in so long. Now I need to save it. There we go. Da-da-da. Boom. Okay, I think I might be able to add this to the screen. I am doing this on the go. I'm not very good at doing these sorts of things on the go, but, you know, we'll give that a go. And change that to that. And move that up. Aha! I did it! Look at that. We've got our list at the top. Brilliant. Genius, Velvet. Genius. Oh my gosh. All right. So we've got to build a 10K forest green converted warehouse with no symmetry. Right. I don't know exactly what a converted warehouse is going to look like. So shall we Google that and see what a converted warehouse what does that look like? Okay, so yeah, we're thinking like industrial, that sort of thing there, like that sort of shape. So quite blocky looking. That sort of thing there. Okay. Alright. Oh boy. Oh, that's kind of not the prettiest. Not the prettiest. You know, I love a pretty build, but let's go for it. Oh my gosh. So okay, let's go with, I think we'll go shorter walls. And I've got to be very careful about this because I've only got 10K. So this is going to have a lot of landscaping in it. A lot of landscaping because, yeah, I got to keep an eye on this budget. We've spent... Yeah. I'm just wondering, I might put a sim on here. Let's put a sim on here, and then the sim can do the budget for us. How's that for an idea? I think that's a good idea. And then that way we can only use what the sim has. So I'm going to give them 3,800 and then take them down to 0. Okay, there we go. One of my playtest sims. There we are. They can go in there. Brilliant. Oh, so how is everybody getting on today? I am facing a challenge. So I'm actually not, I'm okay with the green side of things, but yeah, I'm not too sure how a converted warehouse works with forest greens. I think that's going to be an interesting combo. Okay, so let's take her down to 10,000 simoleons. There we go. All right, there's our budget. Eek. And fingers crossed we can do this. I don't know. 10,000 is not a lot. We're definitely not going to be able to do 12 rooms. It's going to be a 1-bedroom wonder. For sure. Like there's not going to be 10 bedrooms in this one. I don't think so. So yeah, we can try that. See how we get on. 1-bedroom wonder. And there's going to be a lot of debug landscaping. For sure. And I think probably definitely free roofing. And maybe, I don't know, that doesn't look very warehousey, does it? So I feel like we need to go like big block and then we can kind of go ins and outs. I feel like that would make sense, like little ins and outs between each one. I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking of? There's that lot that's in Windenburg, right? And it's like, I think it's maybe where the besties kind of live. Or no, there's a group of people that live there. It's like party house, maybe, something like that. And I feel like that's the kind of vibe. I've already spent 6,500. You know what we're going to do? We're going to move this to a smaller lot. We're moving. We're going 20 by 15. There wasn't any like lot size restrictions, so I'm moving lots. We're going 20 by 15. I don't think I can do 10,000 on a 30 by 20 lot. I think that's just no. It's just not happening. Because I'm just gonna want to have to fill it. So I think we're gonna go smaller. And if we can go like a 20 by 15 lot or a 20 by 20 lot, that would do the trick. And I feel like if we do in this area here, that would actually really work quite nicely for industrial anyway, because there's a little bit of industrial stuff around here. Okay, let's go with Havisham House. Yeah, because like this lot here, Factory 1, that was the one that I'm thinking of that was like really industrial. Or maybe I'll just go Newcrest. Oh, what about Oasis Springs? They've got a 20 by 15 lot, right? Yes, okay. Raffia Quinta. There we are. That's the one we're doing. 20 by 15 lot. Genius. Let's make it happen. Industrial. Okay, I'm cracking into a V. I shouldn't, but I am. Just a day for a V. It's actually stopped raining, which is really nice. It was pouring down yesterday. I've got a bit of a chaos afternoon. So we've got chaos wheel spin building for today, and then it's a chaos afternoon for me as well. Because we've got like school interviews. My youngest son finishes school earlier than usual, and then my youngest son finishes school earlier, and then my eldest son is doing a sort of like a school project trip away from school today, and now he obviously wasn't listening properly, and he doesn't know if he's going to be at school for pickup or what the case is. So I don't know where he's going to be for pickup. I've got to pick up my other son for interview. So school finishes early, and then I've got to go back to school to interview, and then I've got to go swimming, and it's just like, oh, chaos. Okay, so I'm going to put this back to 10,000 simoleons, and we're going to try that again, and we're going to go for like a little industrial style. So I'm thinking long, right? We're thinking long, narrow, and I've got to be really careful about this budget. Really, really careful with it. So, okay, we might go medium walls, and it's just going to be square. Square and boring. Square is boring. So I'm going to try and make it not boring. So we'll have like a little entrance area, I think, through here. And maybe like a chimney stack. Just to, there we go. All right, so I've spent quite a bit of money already on this. Oh, it sucks. I mean, there's a potential we could go, you know, like something like a little bit more interesting on the roofing, just to add like a little bit of interest points with this. Maybe, and we can go like a little lower, you know, kind of like that. Something a little interesting, and then go along like so. I think, you know, I feel like roofing is such a big part of, you know, of creating an interesting shaped house. And, you know, it does make a really big difference if you can, you know, get your roofing right to how a house is gonna, you know, kind of look when it's all done. So don't be afraid of roofing. Roofing is important with building. That's what I think. And I feel like, you know, as soon as I sort of got to understand roofing better, and I'm saying I'm the best roofer in the world or anything. I've seen some amazing roofing. I think Danielle Builds is like an incredible roofer and does these amazing roofs. Just like, you know, absolutely amazing. And I think, you know, once you get the hang of roofing, it does make a huge difference to how you sort of build and the styling that you can do with building. So yeah, there's some amazing people who do amazing things out there with roofing. I'm just trying something. Just trying something at this point. It does make a difference to your life. As a builder, when you have got the hang of it. I wonder if I could do like running in through that way and running in something like down as like a little overhang type thing. Potentially do this. I'm gonna be focusing now. This is my plan, right? I'm gonna be focusing on things that I can do that will help me, that I can use for free. So like roofing is a free thing, right? Unless you're doing roofing with half walls. So, you know, you can kind of do that for free. And that's why I'm sort of like being a little bit more experimental with the roofing, because I feel like I can actually, you know, use that and not spend any cash. And like, you know, doing things in an interesting way by not spending any money. This is kind of my plan, right? You can have like a little I was thinking like a little garden. I might put like a little garden or something under there. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. And then we can have, I can use like debug fencing and stuff. There wasn't any rules against using debug, so I feel like I could actually do that, which is quite cool. There we go. But, you know, just doing something fun. Fun. Why not? Mix it up. I actually haven't had a good play around with roofing for a while in terms of like doing just like weird, wacky, crazy, intriguing, interesting roofing. Where you do something a little bit different. I haven't done that for a while. But today seems like a great day to do that. I don't like that overhang bit. Okay. So that could be like a little porch and stuff. I do wonder, could I go down for another little overhang over this way? Just adding dimension and shape to this. This is what I'm attempting to do, because it is a very blocky kind of build, but, you know, it should be for an industrial sort of style. I'm just thinking different ways that I can maybe stand on that and add a little something, but I think it's just a step too far. Yay! Okay, so we're going forest greens. Do we have any green roofing? Ooh, I actually don't know the answer to that. Do we have any green roofing? Yes, we do. So we've got the style here. Oh, we're definitely going corrugated metal sheet because, obviously, industrial. And I feel like corrugated metal sheet lends itself to industrial vibes. And then we got any roof trim? Roof trim, we do. Industrial, maybe. I think the green ones are not going to work. Like that one. Oh, the green options. So I think I'm going to have to go brick, but can I go green brick? Is there any green bricks? Oh my gosh, there is green bricks. Brilliant. Brilliant. I love that for me. Hang on, I'm just going off camera for a sec. In saying that, it needs to be forest green, and I feel like we don't really have forest green brick. We've got forest green in terms of that, but I think, you know, honestly, to get the converted warehouse look, I think I need to go brick like this, and then we add the forest green touches in with like windows and stuff, perhaps. I mean, this is not a combo that I'm loving right now, but that's fine. That's okay. We'll make it work. And this is the idea, right? We've got to try and make that work. So this is sort of like the industrial vibe. And then we've got to add in... Okay, we've got 7,220. Oh my gosh. Tori, hello. Welcome on in. Hey from Alabama. Oh my gosh, Alabama. Love it. Hey from New Zealand. How you doing? I am attempting today to build something that we had like random wheels, and we're trying to build a 10,000 simoleon forest green converted warehouse with no symmetry. So this is what we're kind of working on at the moment. Nothing kind of symmetrical right now, so I feel like, you know, that's okay. We're doing all right. But yeah, how are you today? Are you doing good? I'm trying to add like a little bit more green into this, but also not spend money at the same time. And get industrial vibes. So I don't know how this is kind of going to go, but we will make it work. And yeah, dark green is going to be definitely a challenge, I feel like, for this. I don't know. Is there like I don't know if there's going to be anything industrial in terms of doors. That's the challenge, isn't it? I mean, that's not really industrial. This, oh, how much is this? 400. Do I want to spend 400 on a door? I think the answer is no. I don't want to spend 400 on a door. I want to spend like 50 on a door is what I want to spend. Maybe 100 at a stretch, but yeah. Tori, yes, I love watching your videos. Ah, that's sweet. Thank you. Oh, that's really awesome. I'm glad you were able to pop in and say hi today. That's honestly given me a big smile. So thank you. That's really sweet. Do you sort of like builds, gameplay? What's your vibe? I know everybody sort of has like the different things that they're into as far as, you know, what they like to watch and stuff. So I'm always curious about what people like to enjoy and that sort of thing. I've been yeah, obviously doing a lot of gameplay and stuff lately, but I always love building too. So mixed, lots of different things with me. Hey, lots of different things. Okay, so in terms of the doors, 50, 50, 50, 50. So we've got sort of like that style there. We can go like that, which is a little bigger. I don't think I can do any of the ones that we have with this. I mean, we don't necessarily have to go green. We can add in green elsewhere, but I think the idea is that we should go green. Oh my gosh. All right. I think I'm leaning towards... Maybe we can go like rundown or woodsy. But I don't really want to particularly go rundown. I think we want to go converted warehouse and like, you know, a warehouse that's been picked up for cheap and they've managed to, you know, turn it into something like really cool. I feel like that's the vibe we want to go for. So I think I might go that. And then in terms of windows, oh, windows. What have we got? Such a lack of things. But the other option is we can go Strangerville and go that way. Tori, I just download base game on my grandson's Xbox, but I don't know what I'm doing. You guys make it look easy. Ah! Oh my gosh, they're so cute. You're just getting into The Sims. That is such a cool thing, that you're just sort of getting into it and exploring it for the first time. I really love that for you. But yeah, it's lots of practice. That's all it is. It's all it is. Anybody can do anything that I do in The Sims, honestly. It's just genuinely lots of practice and just, yeah, figuring it out and just spending time doing it. And you can do so much with base game these days. It's really amazing. Have you been collecting all of the Bridgerton stuff with that? Out of curiosity? Because of course we've got our Bridgerton thing happening at the moment. Our Bridgerton, what's it called? The event. So yeah, if you have a chance to do that. Oh, like maybe we can do the HBD windows to collect all your things. Freebies happening now in The Sims, so may as well get your freebies happening and grab them. Hey. Okay. All right. I feel like the shutter's the wrong look now that we've done that. So I'm going cheap and cheerful as much as I can. Cheap. But yeah, honestly, it's all it is really just practice with The Sims, and you'll get there. You'll be doing amazing things depending on what you're interested in, because you know there's so many things you can do in The Sims as well. Like, you know, you can be into create a sim, you can be into building, you can just be into gameplay, you can do like those lovely legacy challenges and have like a lovely family that you do, or you can do like chaos challenges, which is more my vibe, and you know, just have a lot of fun that way. So yeah, there's so much to be done, and things that you can do with The Sims, and you know, you just find like your little niche in terms of like the things that you really like and stuff, and then you kind of fall into that. I've like, you know, really discovered a love for the gameplay, because I was initially very much a builder, but I've just like really expanded beyond that, and I think I've just really fallen in love with gameplay as well, which is really cool. Vinny, hello, gonna be lurking. Fabulous. Lurking. Please enjoy your lurk. But nice to see you, thank you. Tori, all I've done is make a pitiful looking sim. I want it all. I don't know how to get the free stuff. Like I said, I want to build. I enjoy it. Oh, cool. That's really awesome. So the free stuff is a login event. So it should be if you are just logging into The Sims, and it should pop up as a thing that you just go claim, and you get it that way. So I'm not 100% with how console works, but it should be pretty straightforward in terms of how you claim the event. So it should be just like you log in, and it'll pop up and say claim your free login things, and it should just happen from there. I hope it's easy as that. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm not too sure on console, just because I'm not a console player in terms of how the login works. But I think it should be exactly the same as PC, in the terms of that you sort of log in and yeah, just claim away. I reckon we could go like for the brick on the ground. Like, it's not normally something I would use with the terrain paint, but I feel like you could use that for this. And because we're going like the, you know, converted warehouse. That could work. So you're just sort of learning how to build and everything, Tori. That's awesome. Building is a lot of fun. I have so much fun with building. It's one of those things that really relaxes me. And I can just like focus it on it, and it's just, I find it's actually one of my, you know, mental health, like, happy places. You know how you just sort of like have things in your life that make you happy and just, like, you know, relax your brain and, you know, takes your woes away as such. And building in The Sims 4 is very much that for me, in that I can just, you know, spend some time building, and it just, like, you know, just, yeah, chills me out. And some days I just need to be chilled out. So yeah, building does that for me. Okay, so we can do like a little kind of like relaxation area. And I'm thinking like a little bit of a driveway space as well, because I've got space. So yeah, why not? Tori, yes, I think I did something like that. I literally only play it that one time. I turn it on many times, but I just get overwhelmed because I don't know what to do. Then I'm going to start fooling around with it more. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I absolutely get that, because it's a brand new game to you, and, you know, you're just sort of discovering all the little bits and pieces. And if you're just trying to do everything at once, I think it can be quite overwhelming. But if you just sort of like focus on, you know, maybe just maybe trying one thing, like creating a nice sim, and then maybe just trying to create like a basic house or anything like that, then, you know, just, yeah, give yourself time to learn all the functions and stuff, because there's a lot. Like, I've been playing The Sims for years, and I'm still learning things about like gameplay and everything like that, because there's so much in this game. So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself as far as, you know, trying to learn everything at once with it as well, because you can't. So just take it one sort of like step at a time, and, you know, just try something new each time that you log in, and you'll be there in no time. Like, you'll learn something new every time that you do it, and it'll all come together so well for you. But I think, you know, it's just one of those things. Sims is a journey, and you sort of learn it as you go, and you have like so much fun with it. It's my favorite game. So I love it. But it takes a long time. Like, it took me a long time to, you know, learn to build, and in a way that I was happy with anyway. Like, this is not my favorite. I'm gonna say, this is not my favorite look at all. But, you know, such is life. I kind of want to go over like a darker green roof, honestly, is where I'm at with this. I feel like a darker green roof would really help. So we can go like that. So that's not that dark either. Oh, this one. That's more foresty green. And I wonder if that would work with maybe, yeah, like that. See, that's looking better with that green, I think. Yeah, there we go. It's just the balance is a little bit off with it. And that's the thing with this, is like trying to get the balance right is going to be like one of the biggest challenges, I think. So I've got to get rid of all the windows and doors because I hate them. Tori, and I'm 49. I feel like I'm too old to understand the technology. No, we're about the same age. So there you go. Never too old. But I mean, it's a little bit of a confidence thing as well. I mean, it's just feeling like you can do it is sometimes a challenge in itself, right? So yeah, but I think that you can do it. I know you can. If I can do it, I think this is my theory. If I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it, because, you know, I'm a goober, so I figure, you know, if I can do it, anybody can. Yeah, I mean, it's just a case of I just practice, and I was just determined, I think, to learn it, and yeah, just try and figure it out, and I did. So yeah, I feel like anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can. There we go. Okay, that's looking better. Those colors were really off, right? And I feel like a darker green really does work with the brick a lot better. So I think that's much better. There we are. We're getting there, making our progress. Now, our budget is going to be our biggest issue, I think, because we're sitting at 6,800 at the moment. And yeah, I think we're going to not do too well. But as I said, it only needs to be one bedroom. I'll probably do it like open plan, and all the rest of this is going to be pretty much debugged, so it's not going to be too bad. You don't have an income, you babysit for your daughter to work. I would love to do videos and stuff. I got to run. I'll pop in later if you're still live. Okay, fabulous. Thanks for seeing me. Thanks for popping in and saying hi, Tori. And the best of luck if I don't see you again with learning the Sims. You know, you can absolutely do it. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you again soon, I hope. Okay, let's see about some plants, my friends. So, a converted warehouse, right? I mean, fencing, that sort of thing. I don't know. That's a challenge, right? Oh, let's add in a live edit. That'll help. Let's get our freebies in and just see about a fence. I'm thinking, we definitely want to go brick, right? I feel like brick's going to be the big thing. Brick. Let's see what we can go. What? Converted warehouse brick. Well, you know what? You would almost, but I don't want to go like full warehouse. I was just thinking like you would have like these kind of style fences, but it's not. It's a converted warehouse, so it's not going to be fully, you know, fully that. In terms of, you know, just being all warehousey. So like, because they've converted it, right? So it's not going to be that. I've got to get my mindset out of that. But we're going to have some sort of fence. I mean, we could go just like the plain wooden fencing. And you can see I've avoided stairs as well because, yeah, I feel like stairs are going to be expensive. So I'm going to avoid stairs as a thing. I don't particularly love doing one-story homes as a thing. So yeah, I haven't done a one-story, like just a little one-story home in a little while. So it's an interesting challenge for me there as well. I think that's because that's partly why I went a little bit weird on the roofing too, just because, yeah, I don't know. Do I love the roofing? Maybe we just want to go a little plainer, perhaps. I don't know. What do you guys think? A little plainer? I think, and then I can like maybe add stuff around there, perhaps. I've got to think about things in debug that I could potentially add to this. Ooh. Chaos for sure, the roofing. Yeah, I know. I was trying something. Because we're doing like a converted warehouse, so I'm just like trying to think of you know, things to make it interesting. But I might go like see if there's anything in debug that I can add to this, just to add like, you know, shapes and that sort of thing. You know, like, you know, having like the wood coming up in bits and pieces, and add like, you know, add things, because our budget is 10,000 simoleons, so I don't really have much in the way of money to work with. So we've got to come up with some stuff that we can add. Was going to ask what the wheels give you. The wheel gave me 10,000 simoleons, a converted warehouse, forest greens, and no symmetry allowed. So I've got to not be symmetrical. So that's going to be a challenge for me, because I love symmetry when I'm building. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Only 10,000. I know, it's wild. I'm like, how I've already spent like almost half of it just trying to get the outside right. And I've only built like a square with some windows and a door. So yeah, anyway, hi Kiwi, how are you? Welcome on in. Oh, I think this concrete's actually going to be really good. Let's go with this concrete. So at the moment, I'm just trying to find things that I can use for free. So I'm going with free things right now. Is Nis able to share the wheel to Sims chat in their server if anybody wants to try? You know what? I might be able to do that. Hang on. Can I? Oh, I don't know how to do it. Hang on. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I've got them here. How do I share them? We go share. I create a public link to my wheel. Okay. Anyone with the link can spin and copy the wheel. Okay. Here we go. Wheel of names. All right. There we are. So that's the budget wheel. And then this is the color wheel. When we get to the rooms, we've got a room wheel as well. So, yeah, no, that's fun. So that's the style wheel. And then we have a restrictions wheel. And this was awful. I wasn't a fan of the restrictions. They were like, I honestly, the no symmetry thing was one of the better ones we could have gotten out of that. And then that's that one there. And then this is the room focus one. So we haven't spun the room focus one yet because we haven't got to the room part. But yeah, there we go. There's all the wheel links. Hooray! Are you going to give it a go? Are you going to give it a go? Because that's fun. I'd love to see what you do. I imagine you'll be able to do something really cool. Although, depends on what you spin, right? Depends on what you spin as well. If anybody wants to give it a go and like show me what you do, social media, Discord, anything like that, I would love to see what you can come up with, or what you get and what ends up happening with your spins, because that's gonna be super fun. Ugh, flashy. Okay, let's go with something else. No problem at all, Kiwi. Ben, hi, Miss Velvet and all the fine Velveteers. Come on in, it's fun inside. Welcome in, Ben. How are you today? I'm trying to build something with 10,000 simoleons. So, yeah, I hope you're doing well and better than me at the moment. I'm trying to find free things that I can use to do my build. That's where I'm at with this at the moment. Trying to scab free things from Debug. Oh, it's good times. It's good times indeed. Oh boy. But yeah, how are you? How's life? Anything exciting to report back? I mean, I know I saw you yesterday, but you never know. Things might have progressed in an exciting way in that time frame. Oh, we can go for something like that. Why is there a lack of fences to give me what I want? Give me what I want, what I really, really, really want. See, that brick is just like, I don't know. The bricks are kind of ugly against the brick that we've chosen. So there's that. I might go wood. I feel like wood might be the option. Because I feel like any time that I choose the brick, it's going to be... Yeah, so either brick or concrete. I feel like concrete might also be a good option, but again, it's just finding something that is not wholly ugly. Well, that's always a challenge though, isn't it? I think we might go wood. So we can go something like that and just go like a simple fence. Or the plainer one like that. That might be the way to go. That's almost too new. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna wave my arms around because I'm indecisive. It's not working for me. It's indecisive to Velvet. Because I can't decide because I don't like any options. I think that's the problem. I don't like any of the options and then I'm getting indecisive because I don't like any of the options. I can go stone. Or I can just go bushes. Actually, let's just go bushes. There we go. Problem solved. Ellie Simulated, how are you today? How's life? Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I am currently being driven slowly insane by the fact that I have a budget of 10,000 simoleons to build a house. A converted warehouse with forest greens and no symmetry. So there's that. So I hope you're doing well today and enjoying your day. Welcome on in. Ben, I had to do some pesky adulting today, but thankfully it wasn't too bad. Not adulting. I've got to do some of that later today. It's just like gross, man. Having to be an adult. Ugh. I had to do some of that last night too. It was just like, you know, what's up with that? What's up with that? Who wants to adult, really? Nobody. That's who. Certainly not me. So creative. I know. I'm trying not to be symmetrical with the fencing as well. Like, I'm trying not to be. It's just, it's hard. Hard not to be symmetrical. Yeah, I know. Creative, I know. Maybe we can do, like, something wooden around the back. Or that stone, actually. I quite like that stone. Which stone was it? But converted warehouse challenging indeed. Oh, but if anybody else has any suggestions for what I should do, then please shoot them my way, because I will take them. I will take all the suggestions and we will make them happen. There you go. Yeah, but not, I'm just trying to figure out the not symmetrical thing, because it's just such an instinct to be asymmetrical, to do things symmetrically as a builder. Well, I mean, for me anyway, because I love symmetry. So yeah, I'm just like, my instinct is symmetry and going hard with that. But then it's just like, no symmetry today, Velvet. No symmetry. Ask how much you spent so far. So I set up a sim in here, and down on the bottom, I've got my total. So I gave her 10,000 simoleons, and I've spent whatever that amount is, 4,220 simoleons so far. So on the exterior, this is all of my possible money I think spent, because I really need some more cash to be able to buy the basics for inside. So yeah, yeah, that's about where we're at with that. Oh, there's definitely some worse spins that I could have gotten, like no straight lines. I have no idea how I would have done no straight lines for a build. I don't know. I don't know how that would have worked at all. So yeah, that would have been an intriguing one, I think. No straight lines. Yeah. So there's some really good ones, and yeah, if you guys do actually end up trying this challenge, I would love to hear about what you guys did, because it's a good one. There's so many different things that you can get with it, and it can get you into real trouble, I think, as far as that goes. We're going weird, we're going weird, we're going weird, we're going weird. I don't know. This whole no symmetry thing is throwing me off, I think, a little bit. I think I'm overthinking it somehow. Overthinking the no symmetry. I don't think I've been particularly symmetrical so far, so I think we're good. And then we've got like a little thing down there, and okay, I might paint this properly down here. I'm gonna go into the interior, I think, before I continue the exterior, because I don't know. I want to get the basics down on the house and make it functional before I do anything else, because I feel like if I do anything else on the exterior, I'm going to start into the spending too much money thing, and because I've got to spend some sort of money on the exterior, I feel like, you know, I feel like that's going to be something. Ellie Simulated, I love how this looks so far. Oh, thank you. It's been a bit of a process, because I haven't wanted to spend too much money on the things. In terms of like walls and windows and that sort of thing. So it's definitely a challenge. And plus I've got to use forest green as my main color. I definitely wanted to have brick going in here, just because I felt like I needed to have that sort of industrial vibe, because one of the things is that it needs to be in a modern, what is it? Converted warehouse. So, you know, I felt like I needed to have brick in there to make it look like it was a converted warehouse. And then we can kind of, you know, make it work with the greens coming in there with the, you know, the roofing and the doors and everything like that. So I definitely want a big tree around the back, but you know, big trees are great for filling space up. It's essentially why I'm doing a big tree, because it's like a space filler, which is great. Love me a space filler. There we go, and we can do a bit of terrain paint around the bottom of that, just to get that looking natural around there, I mean, normally I'd like block that off with something, but the rocks would be good, but they cost money. Some of the rocks cost money. Oh, these don't cost money. Hello. I might be able to do something with that. Anything that doesn't cost money is going to be my little friend in this challenge. Here we go. Look at that. I can use that as a little surround thing. Hooray! Kiwi, you know, you should make this thing and call it Chaos Wednesday Wheel Build, and remove off the wheel what you have done until you have done the entire wheel as an idea. Ooh, that could be cool. Good idea, Kiwi, because then I have to go through and try everything, right? Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's going to be awful. If I'm being honest, that sounds awful. Which means I should do it. Save it, dummy. Thank you. I will save it. That's a cool idea. Oh, I'm going to hate it. Yeah, it could be a cool little YouTube series, actually. That would be really fun. And then, like, you could go, like, week to week, and, like, it gets progressively worse as, like, more and more horrible things become available. Like, it could get, like, really horrible and bad. Oh, man. Yeah. I should do it. That's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down as an idea on my ideas list thing. Wheel build series. That's a cool idea. Thanks. You were requesting it? Yes, write it down. It's done. It's done. It's done. I'm gonna work on that as an idea. That's cool. Sabrina, welcome on in. How are you? How are you today? How's life with Sabrina? You been up to any exciting things? I have got myself in a bit of a pickle with only having 10,000 simoleons to spend on this house, which is a converted warehouse in forest green, and it is got no symmetry. So I'm not allowed to be symmetrical, which I hate. I don't like not being symmetrical. If I'm being honest, I don't like it, and I don't want to do it. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to give it a good go. So hopefully I can actually pull this off. I don't know if we can, but we're going to give it a go. That's the main thing, right? Giving it a go. You don't know until you try. Okay, and maybe you can do like a little bit of something there. Little bushes. I always hate these ones because they kind of stick out from the wall weirdly. So I might do some different ones. I've got the whole D-bag to choose from. What am I kidding? I don't have any pack restrictions, so it does make life a little easier from that perspective. Pack restrictions, I think, would have made that a lot harder. But I haven't got to the point where I've got to choose which rooms or what our room focus is going to be. And it's going to be open flow because I haven't got money for walls. So I'm going to have a bathroom. And I think that's everything else. And maybe, like, I don't know if I'm going to do a separate bedroom or just, like, divide it off with, like, a half wall or, like, a divider or something. But, yeah, I feel like it's going to be interesting on the interior. I haven't got, like, much space, but the budget is just, it prohibits anything particularly large as far as, like, the build goes or anything like that. So, yeah, it is what it is, and you got to work with what you got as far as the wheel spin goes. You know, honestly, I kind of want to do, actually, I really like the idea of doing that for like a series, like where it just gets progressively worse and worse because, you know, maybe some sucky options are the ones that are left, and, you know, you can only kind of build to what you've got there. But, you know, if I get like a 75k house and that sort of thing, I mean, that sounds amazing to me. 75k! I love it. I love it. But yeah, we'll see how we kind of go. I'm a little bit nervous about going inside and, yeah, seeing what we get for the room focus, because there's some interesting things in there. But it's coming together. Like, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not what I'd normally build, for sure, but it could be worse. I think I need some plants around the bottom here. So what are we doing? Great question. So I've got like a little thing up on the top corner there, and that's what our restrictions are. So I'm currently building a modern, no, not I'm building a modern, I'm building I've got a budget of 10,000 simoleons. And with that 10,000 simoleons, I've got to build a converted warehouse. So it's converted to a home. And I have to build it in a color theme of forest green. And I'm not allowed to use any symmetry. And we are going to have restrictions for our room, which we haven't chosen yet. So we've got a wheel spin coming up very shortly, where I'm going to find out what our theme is for our room. We're going to be building, because it's going to be pretty limited. I don't know if I'm going to have the budget for a whole bedroom. We're definitely going to have to obviously have a bathroom thing going on, but for the bedroom. Don't know. We'll see. Darn it. It's just sticking through my little chimney area. Oh, although, in saying that, I might actually have a little bit more budget left because I might have some, yeah, I was going to say I might have some walls in here. Look at that. Little teeny but tiny bit of budget coming back. Hooray! Yes! So that's what we're doing at the moment. We're building ourselves a little chaotic, lovely, converted warehouse in forest green with 10,000 simoleons. Epic budget. Epic budget. But next time around we do this, I'm going to be able to take away the 10,000 option, and then that was the lowest option, I think. So I feel like, you know, that's not too shabby. And I can use some, like, all of the, you know, the cheap furnishings and stuff in here. I hate plants sticking through walls. Plants don't stick through the walls. That's not how walls work. There we go. No, one more. Okay, so that's our interior and our exterior. I'm going to add to the exterior as we go. I'm going to put a car in while we're here. Car, brum! I think we'll have like a nice green truck. It's got to be a green car, right? Nice green truck on a slight angle. There we go. Oh, and I also need a letterbox. Those are free, so that's good. Letterbox! Green? Nah, it's a bit too cottagey. There we go. I should probably put it like a garden and stuff in there, but we'll come back to that. The whole house is 10k. Wow. Yes, I know. It's rough. So, yeah, it's going to be a cheapie on the inside. But I've got 7,000 at the moment to spend, left to spend. So I've got to figure it out. So I didn't go really all that big on the interior just because I've only got like the 10,000 to spend. So, yeah, I was very careful with the size. I initially started on a 30 by 20 lot, and then I realized I was going to go well over budget on that size lot. So, yeah, ended up going on a 20 by 15 lot. And I feel like that was an intelligent decision. Ben, oh, Velvet, Handsome Danny's favourite wrestler is doing some spoken word shows here. Really? Oh, I have to let him know that. That's like in the UK. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. Spoken word shows. What's a spoken word show? My mind instantly went to spoken word poetry, but is that not right? Just out of curiosity. I don't genuinely know what that specifically is. I've never been to a spoken word show like that. Sabrina, you've seen Simmers do it for less. I've done it for less as well. So it's manageable. It's very doable. It just means that you're very restricted, and you've got to really be thoughtful about how you approach it, right? So, yeah, I'm being very thoughtful about how I approach this. So, but I think it's very, very doable. So, oh, that's grass. What am I doing? And I've got to be, you know, thinking about cheap options and how we can sort of make that work. Because anything that's like kind of for flooring, the cheapest option that you have is four simoleons. I don't believe there's any cheaper options than that with flooring. So, you know, you've got to be thoughtful about that choice. I mean, it's not really a rundown converted warehouse, but that gave me a thought. There's free concrete, and there's a green in that. Dark green? Was that brown? Oh, no. I was like, we can go free concrete, but I thought there might be like the dark green, but I think that's kind of brownish. It's definitely not a forest green, that's for sure. Okay, well, that hopeful idea is gone. It's just him telling stories from his career and stuff like that. Okay, all right, so just like having a yak kind of thing. That's cool. That's cool. I'm definitely going that for the inside, for that, because that's nice and cheap. Only 2 simoleons per tile on that, and then the flooring. I don't know. I feel like the forest floor is kind of brown, but I feel like green on green on green like that is just insanity. But it is what it is. what it is. 260. Okay, well, I'm going to change that up anyway, because we'll add, like, the kitchen in and the tiles. I don't know that we're going to have curtains. I might be able to afford a cheap fireplace. Yeah. Honestly, my husband would absolutely love that bed. He would love to, like, sit there and listen to Billy Gunn, like, you know, sit there and yak for hours on end about his career. Like, he would just, like, soak that up like a sponge. Absolutely soak it up like a sponge. Okay, so let's go with, I'm going to move this door over. I'm going to move that over like that way and leave that there. And we're going to turn this into our bedroom space. Move that door over a little bit more. So that can be our bedroom space. And then we're going to have our bathroom. And then that leaves us with 5,800 and 18 simoleons to finish the house with. So I think that's pretty doable. I think we can do that, right? And yep, that's in there. So okay, so I'm going to need some doors. I'll add some different colors in here. It's not going to stay that color. I like to put color in there and then you just sort of like let my brain process in the background, if you know what I mean. And as I'm sort of building, I'll figure out how I want the colors and everything to work. It's just how my brain kind of operates as I'm building away there. But yeah, it just like it helps me just kind of figure out, like, I find it's easier to figure out colors, I think, from a colored wall or like even like a plain white wall than it is the drywall. And I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but yeah, that's what it is. Just how my brain works. Just seems to work that way. Okay, let's go with like that. And in there, maybe. That's like a nice dark green. So if we go like the basics, let's get the basics in so I know how much I'm spending. Let's go with that. The bedroom windows are too high. Oh, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, good spotting. Wait. Some of them are all at different heights. Oh, God. Absolutely shocking. Good spotting. It wasn't just the bedroom ones. These ones and these ones. Here we go. There we are. That's right. You spied with your little eyes. And there we go. We've got a nice surprise. 300 in Vizzy shower and the basic sink. Right. Because I know I'm not going to get forest green in any of these things. So I'm not going to even try to get forest green in any of these things. Because I can't get them. Although I might be able to get green in the mirror. Not for 550, I'm not. I've got a budget to stick to. The budget trumps the colour. And we can add in a little bit of clutter here. There we go. You know what we need more of in the game? Sorry, my mind went elsewhere as I was in the middle of doing that. Oh, I'm going to go with that. That's cheaper. We need more hand towels and like hanging towel options. Like our hanging towel options suck. I mean, I love this one. Like the one from Growing Together, it's great. The Get Together ones, okay. And then we've got basically base game and these weird fancy ones. I mean, which if you're doing a fancy house, they're great. They're fine. But for like, you know, your basic house where you don't want to spend 165 simoleons on a hand towel, you know, I just feel like, yeah, it just seems like a lot of, we don't have very many options. So we don't have like any other options for hanging robes. We've got very few options for hand towels and actually hanging towels in general. I feel like we've had like the sleek bathroom kit and everything like that. I don't know. Every now and then I'm building, right? And I found this on the weekend. I was building away as I do. And I found that in general, there's not enough wall hanging things in general. And I want more wall hanging things. So, you know, it's just a general complaint about the lack of wall hanging things. And this is like in the kitchen and the bathroom, which are two of the areas that I feel like you do clutter a lot, particularly. And I feel like we are really, really lacking on hanging things for those two areas. Ooh, we can go with that. So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things for me that I do find quite frustrating, is that we don't have very many options for that, and it's just like, man, that sucks. Yes, okay, green bed for 300. I love that. So we've got our bathroom and our bedroom basics. So then I've got to figure out, okay, we'll change the windows on that. Oh, and lack of symmetry too, so that's good. I've got to not be symmetrical with that stuff. So maybe we only have one window there, and we have different windows there, and then that's a lack of symmetry there. Okay. Which means I need probably some wall. Something to go there to cover it up. To cover up the fact it's not symmetrical. Because I can't handle that, Jandal. Oh my gosh. Okay. Go up, go up, go up. We're hiding the fact that I've not got a symmetrical window because I couldn't be symmetrical. Oh, I hate it. Ugh. Oh, but I could do a different window and that wouldn't be symmetrical, right? Me throwing tantrums because I I can't have symmetry. I'm absolutely throwing a tantrum about that. Absolutely. No doubt about it. 100% throwing tantrums about this. Hmm. Can potentially go like a different shape window there. That would be very cool. But yeah, the lack of symmetry, surprisingly, rage-inducing for me anyway, because it's just like it should be symmetrical. There should be no reason why that can't be symmetrical, but oh man. Unless I can, I don't know, potentially bring that out like that. Okay, hang on. Get rid of this first. And then just really, oops. Finger slipped. Really drive away from the lack of symmetry. And I wonder if we could do like a mossy stone. Oh, that's eight simoleons, like a stone or something coming in there. And then you can have like that for the chimney, perhaps. Add a little bit more dimension, perhaps, with it. Just to mix it up a little bit. Mix it up, mix it up. Mix it up, mix it up. I don't know. Something along those sorts of lines. Yes, no, maybe. I'm not sure if that's the right colour, but potentially have it as like a column of some description. But I've just got to be careful about which materials I kind of use. You go for like a solid concrete, perhaps. Oh, whoopsies. That's an option as well. Slightly different colour. Oh yeah. And then that's sort of like a lack of symmetry too. I feel like it needs more texture. I'm like how I'm back on the outside again. I got distracted. Not my fault I got distracted. But then you can potentially do like some other colour elsewhere as well if I wanted to. Anyway. Fix that problem with the symmetrical thing. That's what I was doing. I was fixing a problem, and I feel like I did that. So, yay, hey for me on that perspective. We fixed a little problem. Fixing problems. Those are too big. I feel like we need something else going on there. Yeah, I feel like we do need something else going on there. But I don't know what. Okay, we'll come back to that. We need something else. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, so we're going to go back inside and deal with that so I can get that. And that's a little bit of extra cash. Here we are. And there. And we can use that as like our little haul thing. So we can go coat rack. Do we really need a coat rack? I mean, probably not. But they're 85 simoleons and it makes, you know, makes it feel like we've got something hanging there. We probably won't have like our burglar alarm. I don't know that we're going to have curtains or anything. So yeah, I feel like I've managed to, you know, get away from the symmetry. So I feel pretty happy from that side of things because symmetry, like, it just goes so far into my bones as a builder as a thing that I like to have. And yeah, not having that symmetry is genuinely challenging for me. So yeah, I feel like I've managed to get away from that and we're doing okay as far as the lack of symmetry goes. So here we go. I'm not going to spend, I'm going to spend as little as I can. Thank you very much to City Living for providing me with the cheapest possible things. City Living's great for that. With the, you know, like the used furnishings and stuff. I feel like they're really good for that. So love that for us. It's quite a few counters, but we can potentially go in like that, and then we can put like a rubbish bin and sit that there. Look at that little rubbish bin. Maybe something else can go on the side, and then we need like a little sink. Oh, seriously, that's our one green sink. It's the clown face sink. Look at that with the eyes and the big honky nose and the big smile. I can't use it. Rainbow Cat Mum ruined that sink for me for life. Genuinely, just ruined that sink for me for life. I can't use it anymore. It's just it looks so stupid when you look at it that way, and then you see it, and then just like you look down at it, and you're just like, oh no, I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. Okay, we have kitchen, and I'm gonna put down like some tiles on the floor and stuff. I don't feel like I'm gonna keep this flooring. The flooring I think looks too rough, so yeah, I think I'm not gonna keep that flooring at the end of the day. I feel like that's gonna not happen. Not gonna happen. Our flooring tile options are pretty limited, but we can go. Here we go. The Edwardian tiles. Base game, thank you very much. Oh, how much are the... Actually, I prefer the Edwardian. Oh, we can go those ones. No, those are more expensive. Sorry, we're going cheap today. We're all about the cheap. And seeing how much we can stretch this budget for. We've got 3,000 simoleons left. I've got pretty much all of the basics. Just got a dining table and I think like a couch. I mean, our living room is like this big. So, yeah. I mean, potentially I could go like a little bit narrower on the bedroom. Like, we don't necessarily need to have all of that space on the bedroom. So, yeah, we can go a little narrower on that. I think that could work. And then we've got like a little bit more space for like things. If we need more space for things. If we can afford things, that is. Yeah, I don't know. I think this color is right for the flooring, but I don't know that the vibe of it is right. Like, it's got not the right vibe. But anyway, I need a tile for the kitchen space, and I need the darkest possible green. You know what? There's no dark green tiles. Not really. I mean, this is. I don't know why this comes up into dark green. It looks black to me. It really does look black to me, so I don't know why that's there. I mean, we've got that there, but that's no, not in this environment. Not in that vibe. I mean, we can go white with the green, or we can go the Riviera wall tile, although that's expensive, so I'm going to be careful with that. I'm probably going to be, hard-pressed to go past the Jungle Adventure one, to be honest. The Jungle Adventure one is just... I love the Jungle Adventure tiles anyway, on a good day, so... I mean, on any day. Basically, and it does a nice green. It's green. I mean, the options. Oh, we can go with this one. Actually, that's better. That's got like a better you know, dark green vibe to it. So I think I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. That works better. So we've still got 3,500 left. And we've got space here for a dining room. So we're going to pop that in there. Little 1-bedroom sweetie pie of a build, isn't it? Sweetie pie of a build. Now, tables. I'm just really, really grateful at this point that the colour that we drew was not purple. Purple would have been a lot more difficult. I mean, of all the colours, green's not too bad, but yeah, if Nis had put like purple in there, it would have been like, no. Okay, how much is this? 240. I know it's a folding table, but it's 240 simoleons. We're doing this on a budget. 50 simoleons for these. Gotta be so selective with what you're spending the money on. And then like you can go back and I think upgrade it after you've got like the basics in place. I feel like that's a good way to go about it. I don't know. I don't think I can do the folding table. Who am I kidding? I can't do the folding table. Go like, oh, what about that one? A little round one. I feel like I've got enough space to do a bigger one though. Ooh, I can maybe go that. 500. Oh, no. Okay, change my mind. I'm half inclined to go like that decorative route just because it's just like adding a bit of decoration, but I think I will be able to afford a rug, so I don't think we'll go fully like that. Ugh. Options suck. Just gonna, don't mind me, I'm just gonna go bleh at the options I have. Right. Okay. In that case, I might go this. Might just go this. And if we add in like the full seats around, I feel like that's probably going to work. I'm half inclined to go this route just because it's sort of the dark green. It's not exactly matching, but kind of matching. So that's okay. Kind of matching. And then rug-wise, I need a good cheap green rug. 40 simoleons for a good cheap green rug. Yes, please. Okay. We can maybe go that route. I was hoping for something patterned because I feel like that would lift the room a little bit, having something with a nice pattern underneath it. You know? That's not right at all, but yeah, if I can find something that's not too expensive with a pattern, like kind of like that. That's only 100 simoleons. That's not too bad, right? I feel like that's not too bad at all. So then we're going to get to our, move that over now, living space. Living room space. It's not going to be an exciting living room, and I'm probably not going to have a TV. I'm definitely not going to have a TV. I can't afford a TV on this one. But nonetheless, we are going to have a living room space with a couch. So, you know what? I feel like that's a positive. We are being able to afford a couch. So I think I've done all right with the budget, I've honestly got to say. I'm actually very proud of myself for managing the budget the way I have. Because it was a challenging budget, for sure. But thinking about how I was going to execute it really did help. In terms of like putting it on a smaller lot and stuff. So, Couches, couches, couches. I feel like we don't really have like a modern vibe in this. I feel like it feels like this build feels a lot more rustic in nature. Like the house itself feels a little bit more rusticy. Just from the nature of the things that obviously I've got to choose from. So I don't think I want to go like a modern couch. I think I'm going to go more rustic. What about the 25 simoleon? Ah, Sabrina. Yes, that's a great idea. 25 simoleon TV from whatchamacallit, Eco Lifestyle. Yes. And we've got Lumberjack's coffee table. And if we do take off the green part, yes. The cheap debug one. Yes, love it. 25 simoleon TV. Thank you very much to Eco Lifestyle for being the cheapest possible option. Brilliant. Actually, that makes me think. Is there any options? What are the debug couches like? Fabricated outdoor couch. We have got a green option for that. And that's like 265. Yes. Thank you, Sabrina. You just gave me a brilliant idea. But that's in green. It's just what we wanted. So we can sit there and watch our lovely cheap TV in our house. I might actually change the coffee table. I feel like we can do something different on the coffee table. Hipster coffee table. No. Okay, what have we got in the way of green? I mean, that coffee table's okay, but I feel like... Oh, look, see, like, we can upgrade that. No, you know what? The horse ranch one is the way to go. Because that matches the couch then. There we are. Look at that. Brilliant. We have a TV. We've got a couch. We might even be able to afford the fireplace. Although the fireplace is like 400. So, don't know about that. But let's see if we've got another rug in place that we can get coming in here. And just adding a little bit of life to the room. Green on green on green on green. Maybe that one. It's a little bit modernish. Thinking something a little bit less modern. Although that's actually... I mean, I know it's modern, but... I don't know. Maybe. Oh, this one here. Dream Home Decorator one. How much is that? 200. I think we can afford that. Let's scale that up by 1.25. Brilliant. Okay, what else do we need in our house? What's some essentials? So we've got our bathroom. I actually managed to get some clutter, so that's amazing. So we've got toothpaste, hand soap, hand towel, toilet, shower, sink, toilet paper. So those are all the basics that we need for a bathroom. I will try and get some towels in as well. I don't think they're too expensive, so that's all good. And I was thinking I could try 120 or 90. I was just thinking some sort of divider in here between the shower and the toilet. I might just go for the cheaper stone thing. The little wall. And I think we can actually afford some towels. Amazing. And then we've got to think about the outside as well. I have not finished the exterior yet, so I don't want to spend all of my money on random clutter just to make the place look good. Okay, we can afford 80. Okay, so we have our towels. We've got that. I'm not going to change the lighting. The lighting is what the lighting is at this point. I'm not going to spend any more on lighting. In the bedroom. I would like something more decorative on the wall. Outdoor bin. Yes, I need an outdoor bin. I've got a mailbox, but I don't have an outdoor bin. So we've got a car, and we've got an outdoor bin. No, we need an outdoor bin. Outdoor bin. I mean, it's hard to go past this one from the Batu pack, obviously. That's the cheapest bin. 75 simoleons, outdoor bin, boom, done. And yeah, I would like to have like a seat or something there. And I think probably like a little bit of garden there. Maybe like a little bit of garden there as well. But we can do that debug. So I'm not too worried about garden stuff. It's just anything that we actually need for the exterior. I'm not going to do ceilings. Ceilings are going to remain white because I'm not spending money on ceilings. But I probably would like to have a rug and maybe something decorative in behind the headboard there. That would be nice. It's not essential, but it would be nice. We're getting down to the last dregs of cash. Ooh. Can have like a little pottery thing up there. Boom. Freebies. There we are. We have a sculpture up above our bed. That's brilliant. Planter pots outside. You know what? I'm going to look at debug for that. That's a good idea. I know that there's some really nice ones that I really like from Adventure Awaits, so I'll probably drag those out and maybe have a look through and see if I can find any other ones as well. I think those would be fantastic. So we'll see what we can do there. But I reckon we can come up with something for some more planter pots outside. Okay, we got it in green. Green, 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 green. Green, 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 green. Ooh, we can go like that. That's only 60 simoleons. Brilliant. Size it up. Size it up. Yes. Oops. Okay, we've got a rug in our bedroom, and we are not going to have curtains either. We can't afford curtains. Curtains can get super pricey. Well, I don't know. There's these ones which are 35, but by the time you throw those in, right, how much are we going to be spending? Oh, well, that's not too bad, is it? 40 simoleons. We need some really good, like, cheap kitchen curtains. We really do. Anyway. Okay, I might actually be able to afford those curtains. We'll see how we go. I can always delete them later. I would probably like a bookshelf, I think, in here as well. That would be great. 245 simoleons. What do we got? 250 simoleons. Might be the option. 250. 300. Ugh. Starts to get up there in price, doesn't it? Okay, we'll go with those. And what else? Definitely not a computer. I like to go with an end table. An accent table. Oh, is there an eco lifestyle option? I think there is. Yes. Fabricated end table. And maybe we can put like a little lamp on there. A little lamp, loves. Beautiful lamp. I should probably have some outdoor lighting as well, but you know. Okay, that's not too shabby. We've got 1,400 left. So what do we need? We need planter pots. So let's go. Planter plots. Oh no, planter pots. Oh my god, I keep on saying it wrong. Fantastic. I'm going to go adventure awaits. And smackable boulder. Ooh, cool. And a little plumbird nest. And a geyser. I mean, we don't need any of that stuff, but ooh, we can maybe use that as a picture. That's 0 simoleons. I mean, I know it's something that you use for traveling around, but still, we can use it as a picture, right? Hee! Look at that. Free picture. Love that for me. And a junction model thing. Butterfly net. Ah, man, it's amazing the things that you can find in debug, though, right? A mask. Ooh, can we put that on our doorstep? Like a little bit of mail there on our doorstep. Brilliant. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. It's not what I'm looking for. Oh, we could probably use like the paper mache as well that you get in base game. You can use a bit of that too. Dun, dun. What was I looking for again? I forgot. Oh, planters. Me. I'm just like, oh. Smudge for brains. That's me. Okay, so we potentially do like little planters along there. And there. Brilliant. I reckon we can put like a seat under here as well. That would be quite nice. Nasena, hello. Nasena. Grr. Also, happy birthday, Nasena. I'm going to sing happy birthday again because it's your happy birthday in America today. It was yesterday. It was Nasena's happy birthday for New Zealand. And today it is her happy birthday in America. So here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nasena. Happy birthday to you. Hey! So, I'm going to tell you about what you've done to me. So, Nasena is the one that's responsible for these lovely wheels of doom that we've been spinning today. Oh my god, I forgot to do the vibe. I forgot to do the wheel spin for the room. Oh my gosh. We forgot a wheel. Anyway, we're building a 10k forest greens converted warehouse with no symmetry allowed home. And this is where it's kind of at the moment. spending our 10,000 simoleons. So yeah, that's where we're kind of at the moment. I'm just adding a little bit of debug stuff to the outside. And we've done the inside, except I completely forgot to do our room vibe spin. So, oh, whoopsies. Shall we go see what our room vibe is? I might have to make some changes because I forgot one. We forgot our room focus. So, let's see what our room focus is going to be. Spin the wheel! Massive luxury closet with a 10,000 simoleon budget and a tiny house. No. No. All right, we're going to have to make some adjustments. I'm going to find some potted plants, and then I'm going to think about how we're going to deal with a massive closet. This is the interior-ness. It's like a little teeny tiny thing. We're going to have to probably extend the house a little bit. Okay, that's actually what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to extend the house. Here we are. And this is going to be our closet area, okay? That's going to be our closet down there. Oh, boy. Oh, man. And we've got 1,000 simoleons to do it. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be digging into debug for the rest of the exterior. As well as just, I think we'll spend like 100 on a seat. And then it's going to be all debug. Maybe the debug clothing racks. Ooh, that's a good idea. And I'm thinking some sort of like free wall of some description as well would be great. So, yeah, we're going to work out some sort of free divider and some shelving and like, yeah, clothing racks and stuff. So we've got our space. We've got our space for our thing. I also need to fix the roofing up because, of course, I do. And, yeah, we can make this work. We can do it. Maybe we can go like this because we're not doing symmetry. Also, the no symmetry thing, I hate it. I hate the lack of symmetry. It's just like been driving me insane. So I've just like had different like, you know, height roofs and all sorts of things. Lack of symmetry. So it's not the same front and back and, you know, all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's been a tough one. They're all not having the symmetry thing. But actually, that actually kind of works out. It's kind of cute. Okay. So luxury closet. I'm going to look for the planters outside first, and then we're going to work on this massive luxury closet thing. It's like this little teeny tiny industrial home with a massive luxury closet. That's priorities for you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we've got the free clothing racks here, actually, speaking of. So this is going to be going into our closet. Free clothing racks. Look at that for our massive closet. Brilliant. And, oh, look at that with our clothing. Oh my gosh. I probably need to have something functional in there as well, but can we shrink that down? It's huge. Look at that. And they've got the, like, you know, all the clothing and stuff on there. And we've got our clothing rack. Maybe you could add this as a decoration in here, actually. Yes, debug to save the day, hey? Debug has come to save the day. And, oh, the magazine rack. Yes. And through there. Magazine rack. Brilliant. I mean, I'd like something in that space, but we'll come back to that. We're more worried about that. Look at that. I did the massive thing. I still need like a divider, and I do want to have like something functional in there somewhere, but yeah, I feel like we do need like some shelves or something on the wall, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We can do it. We can do it. Yes, we can. So, I was still looking for plants. I haven't got to the plant part yet. Here we go. Planters. I liked the planters from here, and I feel like they actually do, you know, kind of suit our rustic aesthetic as well. And some of these are in green, so that's a bonus. Yeah, like the little planters around everywhere. You never realize how much don't know debug until you build on a very tight budget. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. This is like, it's really testing the old knowledge of debug and where things are. Fortunately, I do know like some of the later packs fairly well for debug, but yeah, there's other packs I feel like I don't know all that well. So yeah, it's an interesting mix. That is a good challenge. It's a good challenge for sure. I've been having fun with it, but just like some of it, I'm just like, ah! Honestly, the symmetry thing has been rage-inducing. It really is. I like having symmetry, you know? So that's been a little bit ragey. But, you know, other than that. Do I like the yellow? I don't think I want to go yellow. We'll go a different colour. I don't know, maybe just stick with the green, because we're going forest green, right? Okay, that's most of the outside done. We've got our mailbox, we've got our outside bin, we've got planters. I really probably just need like a seat. We're not going to have, actually I might put more planters here. We're not going to have a barbecue or anything. Barbecues are expensive, and on this budget I cannot afford barbecues, so we're not having a barbecue. Sad to say, but you know what, we're on a budget, these things happen. Just can't always afford all of the things. Okay, but we can afford an outdoor seat, I reckon, because we've done really well with our wardrobe so far, so I feel like we can afford a nice outdoor seat. By nice, I mean super cheap. Super cheap outdoor seat. $4.90, $3.35, what do we got? 100. 145. 250. We're getting too expensive now. Okay, so I reckon we're just going with the little basic one out here. That's our outdoor entertainment as a seat. Oh, Crazy Fox, how are you? Welcome on in. You struggle to build in The Sims? It's definitely something that you need to practice, I would say. I learned building from watching speed videos, speed builds, and on YouTube, and practicing. That was the only way I learned how to build, and just like, yeah, just watching other people do it, and then just practicing it myself. It's not, yeah, I think that's the easiest. Well, I mean, that was my experience with it, and that's how I consider it to sort of like be the easiest way to learn how to build. I may be wrong on that one, I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely a challenge. There's so many like little mechanics and stuff, and when you start sort of like adding in your cheats and, you know, mods and that sort of thing, it's yeah, there's lots of like layers, I feel like, to building. But in saying that, once you get the hang of it, you're kind of off and away. It does take some practice and some time, and it's whether or not you actually want to put the practice and the time into it as well. I mean, it might not be a passion, so you might not be like, you know, oh, I want to spend, you know, a weekend just learning how to build this and learning this technique and, you know, that sort of thing. But but yeah, it took a while just to learn like different techniques and that sort of thing. And you always learn so much from watching different people as well, doing different things, which is, I think, fantastic. I wonder if we can do like little edging like this. So yeah, I think one of the hardest things that I think that most people seem to struggle with is honestly roofing, and learning how to, you know, make the roofs work, and, you know, also composition of builds, I think, is another big challenge for a lot of people, and sort of like getting the hang of like how to create a floor plan and, you know, all those sorts of things. I think those are some of the biggest challenges out there for people when it comes to building. And I feel like learning how to build from an actual floor plan can be a good way around that. It's not something I ever did to learn how to build. I think I just sort of like looked at, you know, houses and like just thought about natural flow for rooms and, you know, that sort of thing. But I know a lot of people actually go down the route of just actually using actual floor plans, and I think that's a great way to go about it. So once you've learned like the conversion of you know, the Sims to an actual floor plan, which I think is about 2 to 1. Is it 2 to 1, I think, for that? It's been a while since I've done a floor plan. Oh, see, look at that. There we are. That's working. It does make it, yeah, make it a lot easier. But yeah, roofing is an experience, and learning how to roof in a way that looks, you know, realistic and good at the same time. I think, you know, just learning the different layers of roofing is definitely a big challenge. Practice, 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 as they say. I actually might move some of that. Redo that. I'm not happy with that. But what's one of your biggest challenges as a Sims player when it comes to building? Like, what's one of your biggest challenges? I think for me, one of the things that I want to work on more is, I don't know, what do I want to work on more? To think about that, actually. I just like stopped and thought about it. I was like, well, hang on, what do I specifically? I think I want to continue to push myself with roofing. I feel pretty comfortable with roofing in general, but yeah, just in terms of just some like different techniques and stuff, I think that's probably where I want to push myself a little bit more, is to just develop some, you know, some more different techniques and stuff around like things like skylights and bits and pieces like that. You know, just like little detail things, I think is where I want to push myself a little bit more. And I'll continue to do that, but yeah, I think that's really where I want to go. And just like, you know, more creative spaces as well. But I do like to build for function in The Sims, so I don't like to like stack up too many things on top of each other, you know, and that sort of thing, because I don't like having flickering, if you know what I mean, in the game. So, you know, when you're playing and like something's flickering in a room as you're playing with it, I mean, I feel like that's going to be frustrating for people if they're like using the house for gameplay. So I try to avoid too much stacking up of things for that reason. And yeah, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think for me, just like it's little detail things, and just like, you know, to continue to learn like new techniques and new ideas and things like that. I think that's where I like to go as a builder, you know, continue to go as a builder. But that's all just like little things, and it just, that comes down to watching like speed builds and, you know, seeing what other people do with builds, because I can generally look at a build and work out how people have done things, and then it's just kind of like the idea kind of peeks in your head from there. But it's one of those things that just, it happens as you go along in life, I think. When you sort of like, because it's not like I necessarily go out of my way to search like particular techniques up a lot of the time. It's just like watching stuff or seeing stuff in builds, and then I sort of pick it up from there, like as an idea. Sometimes it's just like a jumping off point for a different idea as well. Like, you know, you just get like inspired by something, and it just like creates this whole other different idea around that jumping off point. You know what I mean? Okay. See, that's giving like a little bit more of a nicer vibe, right? With the edging on it. I feel like that helps. And I think I want to go maybe a little bit further with the parking. And we can fix up the terrain paint from there. I think terrain management is another thing that is a big challenge with building in The Sims. Like, you know, getting like, you know, if you're going to do like a split level home or something like that, I feel like that's a good challenge as well. Like, I feel fairly comfortable with terrain management, or terrain paint and terrain, you know, manipulation and stuff. But I feel like I could still develop that more, you know, because I think it's just working out some different ways to deal with different situations with terrain manipulation. But, you know, it all comes along, doesn't it? It all works out in the end. Okay, so I think we can go along there. And then this is a great freeway. And so these pavers are actually in debug in base game. They are absolutely fantastic. So if you've only got base game or limited packs in The Sims 4, have a look at your debug options. And yeah, these pavers, I think they're just under slate pavement tile, and then you've got flat garden path stone. So there's a couple of different options there, and they are really good for, you know, doing like little different landscaping things around the place. So I highly recommend those as a thing to use in the game. I use them all the time. I think they're fantastic. Big fan of these. There we go. And that gives like a little bit of a framework, I think, for our terrain paint. It's a bit messy through here, but I knew I was going to be fixing that up, so I wasn't too worried about it. Here we go. Oh, maybe we can put the mailbox over here. Yeah, there we go. That works. Mailbox over there. And there we are. And that's and also because it's debug, and these particular pavers are free, which does mean it makes it great for a budget build to use those pavers for just like a little bit of shaping with your exterior. Plus, I think color-wise, like my headphone cord got stuck under my escape key, and I was like pushing it down. I was like, why isn't that working? Well, it's because there was something under there. Oh, sorry, had to have a cough, as you do. All right, I think we are progressing nicely. We're going to go back in, and we're going to finish our lovely, what you call it, closet. So I need something. I wonder if there is a divider in businesses and hobbies. Let's have a quick look. Does anybody know of any divider that's free? Debug that I could use. I mean, I don't think there's going to be, like, dividers are going to be that expensive, so I could probably afford one. We've got 978 simoleons left. We're at the nitty-gritty point of it all, where, yeah, we need to kind of just be very careful with our budget and what have you. Oh, maybe we can put, like, a nice vase in here, and maybe something on the walls. Oh, what about Fernie the Fabulous? Fernie the Fabulous is honestly, for 40 simoleons a pop, quite frankly, fabulous. I love little Freddy. He's a fabulous Fernie. Anyway, 898 simoleons left to spend on our budget. I want some sort of divider or something. I feel like, you know, to make it a closet, it needs to be something that we can kind of, like, it's just this open space at the moment and just kind of random. So maybe there's something we can do there to get in, make it luxury and fabulous somehow. It's pretty lame at the moment, but we've got some stuff in there, so I think that's something. Considering what it could otherwise be. Oh, this big planter here. This is a nice big planter. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Love free things. Oh, and these ones. Oh, we can use these ones too. They're a bit modern looking though. We're going a bit rustic. Don't forget the fire alarm. Hi, Charlene. How are you? Yes, I'm going to have to afford the fire alarm. Yeah. But yeah, hi. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm actually doing better than I thought. Considering we had a 10,000 simoleon budget. You know what? We're actually humming along okay here. But yeah, how are you today? You doing good? I haven't got any outdoor lighting either, so I'm conscious of that. But let's see what we've got in the way of these. I mean, we could do this peekaboo partition. Room divide. I mean, these are only 70 simoleons, so yeah, okay. Maybe something like that. And we'll go like in the darker brown so it matches the room. And then I feel like I might get rid of that. Oh, I don't know. Okay, hang on. I'm going to put these out here, and I'm going to think about things that we can put in this room. Because one of our challenges is that we need to make a massive luxury closet. Hooray! In my little tiny home with a budget of 10,000 simoleons. So, you know, awesome. Just trying to think of other things that we can potentially put in there that's going to be non-expensive, that looks luxury. Yes, that's the challenge, isn't it? So we've got a couple of options there. And I think I want to have a freestanding mirror. I think that's definitely a must-have. And I feel like potentially a chair in there as well. Like, it's not going to be the most spacious, but you know what? That's massive. Is in terms of the space allowed for this house, I feel like massive is relative. And I feel like this amount of space applied to a closet is relatively massive. That's my take on this. It's relatively massive to the rest of the house. And yeah, there we go. That's what I'm sticking with. Okay. So we've got a chair for getting our shoes on and a nice thing there. I feel like we need to have a shelf of some sort so that we can put some, like, you know, stuff on. You know, in terms of our face and bits and pieces. Ooh, I always love these. Oh, this is only 20 simoleons. Hello. Hello. 25 simoleons. Oh, man. All right, Fernie the Fabulous. We don't need you there anymore. You can go in there. Oh, brilliant. Forget about those eco-lifestyle things being so cheap. Amazing. Anyway, not solving my problem, which is how to get some more things in here and make it luxury. You're okay, thanks. How are you? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Thank you. Just ticking along, having a lovely day. Hello, Jello Cakes. Hello. How are you? So I'm reading things backwards. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome on in. We're building a 10,000 simoleon house, which was a converted warehouse. And it is going to have a feature color is forest green. And we are currently trying to build a massive luxury closet in this little teeny tiny house. So I don't know how that's going to go, and we've only got 500 simoleons left. Wish me luck. Sabrina, maybe the dividers from Eco Lifestyle in the plants category, they're cheap, I think. Yeah. Okay. If they're cheaper than that one, then we'll go with that. Eco Lifestyle. Gotta love Eco Lifestyle being a cheapy cheap. This one, 65 simoleons. How much is that one? 85 simoleons. I might need that 20 simoleons, so that's a nice way to divide that room off. Yeah, so welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well today. So yeah, we're kind of progressing with like a bit of the green, and I just need to work out how to add like a little bit of luxury in here. I've got like these clothing racks, which are cool, and I don't think we're going to have space for that. I mean, potentially we can maybe go like make it even bigger that way. So that's a way we can go about that. And move that there. No, that's going to block that off, isn't it? Alright. Okay, so that leaves a little bit of space here. We can put like that in there. But I feel like I do need some, you know, makeup and bits and pieces like that. I feel like that's lacking. We can potentially put a table or something there, and then the chair. Ooh, it's going to be mucking around in terms of the spacing, but yeah, and I do want to have a functional dresser in here, so that's a definite must-have. Dressers are fairly expensive though, so yeah, ugh. But we can make it work. We can make it work. What have we got? 240. But we can pop that in behind there. Then we've got a functional dresser. Got anything smaller? 330. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, how much are these? 100 for those. How much is the hanging thing? So you know how we've got the hanging clothes racks? It drives me bananas. Absolutely bananas. That the hanging clothes racks that we got from like a variety of packs, but you know, Royalty and Legacy and stuff like that, are not under dressers. Like, why aren't they under dressers? Why do they have to be over here? 160 plus 100 is 260. Okay, that might be a cheaper way to go about it. And then I'll sit in behind that a little bit nicer as well. So we can put that there. And maybe we can fit like the mirror. Would that fit there? I feel like that could fit there. And then we can put the chair in the corner. Ooh, hopefully that would be functional. I mean, not that I'm probably going to put this out on the gallery, but still, I still want it to be functional. I can't help myself. Okay, so we can put like the little mirror in the corner there. And then we can put the clothes there. And then that should be a nice little way to deal with that. And then that's in the green. Okay. I got 246 simoleons left. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oy. Okay. And I don't think that was the right solution. Now that I think about that, I think I need to actually have an actual dresser, because I need to be able to put some, you know, cosmetics. This is what I'm going for. Cosmetics down. So I think I'm just going to have to stretch to go that way. And yeah, we'll go back to what our original plan was. Like this, and then like that. And then I have to find some cheap cosmetics. Now, there is some in debug. So hopefully we can just make that work. Alright, and then we have that. I think that's as luxe as I'm going to get on this budget. Let's face it. It's not going to get more luxe than that. There's a lack of luxe. What have we got? Raw construction materials. Whoa, okay. Now, let's find some stuff that's going to be cheap. We can have a crown. That's luxury. Yes. Okay, I've got a tiara. Luxury. Gaming console controller. Put that over there. Beautiful. We're going to go through and see what clutter we can find in here. Tavian, the octopus. Now, I know there's like lipstick and bits and pieces like that. Oh, delicate bracelet. Jewelry. Yes. Okay, I'll put some jewelry in here. Oh my gosh, luxury. Because look at all that beautiful jewelry. I am very rich to own all of this lovely rich jewelry. There we go. Brilliant. Thank you, Debug, for all these wonderful things. You're making my luxury wardrobe work. Fantastic. I will not be foiled by a budget. Haha. Okay. Now, what else we got? I need some makeup. 35 simoleons for that. Oh, that's tempting. Oh. Shoes, 30 simoleons. See, but the thing is, when you get started with clutter, it's really hard to pull back and actually be sensible with the amount that you're spending. Because, you know, you just like have these little bits and pieces and it just like all adds up. Before you know it, you spent like 15,000 simoleons on stuff. Just little bits of stuff. Okay, I know this. Oh, here we go. Alright, so we've got fragrance bottles. And we can do that in a variety of colours. Here we go. That's what we're talking about. Debug goody goodness. Oh, whoa. Grabbed the wrong thing there. And there is our lip balm. Whoa. Okay, not where I wanted you to go, buddy. I want you to float over that way. No! Oh, why are you going on the ground? Okay, you being awkward. I'm not going to bother around with you being awkward. And what else we got? What else we got? I feel like those rings are going to get lost. But this blush compact, yes please. Thank you very much. And the pencil. Hooray. Massage oil. Oh, is that not going to place? It's not going to place, okay. To fuss around with lifting it up. I'm not going to do that today. And we got Wearby's Remedy. Pottery sponge. Candy ingredients. Debug spray. Ah, a lovely card that somebody gave them. There we go. Beautiful. All right, we've got some lovely, rich luxe things there. Wonderful. And 266 simoleons. What can we get with that? 135, 95, 40 simoleons. Okay, we can definitely afford like a little mirror there. 2 mirrors? 2 mirrors. No. That's 70 simoleons. Oh, yes. Maybe we can afford some shoes. That'd be great to afford some shoes. Poppy Plum Bob, how are you? How are you today? We are currently building a fabulous 10,000 simoleon converted warehouse in forest green home, which has a luxury closet. And I'm struggling with the budget and the luxury closet part of it. But anyway, that's what we're working on at the moment. This is what we're building right here. And it's coming together very well so far. Very well indeed. I'm just trying to get through we've got 296 simoleons left to spend. So it's just like the nitty gritty little last bit of detail that I can squeeze out of this build and make it work. But we've got, you know, I think a fully functioning decorated house here. So I think we're doing okay. How are you doing today? Are you doing okay today? But nice to see you and thanks for popping in and saying hi. Okay, shoes. 30 simoleons. You're doing well. You're so good at building. Oh, thank you. Practice. But, you know, always wanting to learn more at the same time as well. But thank you. That's really kind. I try my very bestest. Don't know if I always win, but I do try. As you do. 120. Ooh, do we want to risk it for the biscuit and go for like a shoe rack? Or is there something else that we could potentially have here? Oh my gosh. What else could we add to this build? I don't know. What else is a luxury item? Is there anything else in debug? Let's have a wee look and see if there's anything else in live edit. Let's have a scroll through that we could potentially use in our luxury closet in my budget house. Oh, I find that amusing. It's just like I'm trying to build a little budget house and it's just like luxury closet. Thank you very much to the chaos wheels. Oh my gosh, making it fun. But you know what, honestly, I don't love the flooring. But there's a lack of sort of green flooring options, so I feel like, you know, that was probably the best choice in terms of the colors and that sort of thing. Whoa, look at that ground crack. That's fun. There's so many little fun things and I find in live edit and debug. I get distracted sometimes looking through it. I'm just like, oh, look at this. This is cool. And look at this. This is cool. I'm never going to remember, like, unlikely to remember that they're there just because there's so many things in there. I don't feel like you could actually, you know, memorize it all. Although maybe there's people out there that have memorized it all, because that would be like epically amazing of them if they could have done that. But I am not one of those people that has memorized everything in debug. I got a pretty good memory for the build by menu though, but the whole of debug, there's just so much in there to delve into. It's crazy. Poor P, it doesn't help when you have no simoleons. It really does not help at all. It makes things so much harder. It really does. It's definitely a big challenge as far as, yeah, I feel like that's a weird thing to put in the build. But yeah, having no money is definitely not making life any easier for me today. Sabrina, I have rooms on my gallery page of certain debug items so I can yoink them out if needed. Ah, so that's a good idea. So what sort of things have you popped in like your rooms that you can grab when you feel like it? What sort of things do you tend to go back to? I'm pretty good at searching for things that I use regularly, and with I actually don't use this function, but I probably should use this function. With the VelvettB buy mod, you can actually favorite items as well in debug, which is super, super handy. I don't know why I don't use it, but I don't think I use a lot of debug on the regular besides plants, so I think that's probably why I don't use the function, because I tend to try and just use stuff that is actual, you know, got actual value to it in terms of like simoleon value and stuff. But yeah, there is a function for it, which is super handy. Porpy is a good idea. I'd be forgetting about debug. Yeah, it's something that's very easy to overlook if you're not actively trying to save money. I think I tend to use debug a lot more if I'm using it for a budget build. And you know, when you're on a budget and you're trying to save money, and then you find things that you don't have to pay for, it makes life a lot easier. But yeah, if you're not really worried about a budget or anything like that, I feel like it's less of a thing, unless you're trying to do like a really cool creative build and use like some really different interesting things for it. I feel like then you might want to dig into debug and, you know, live edit a lot more. But yeah, I do find like for landscaping, I absolutely use it all the time because the best plants are in debug, and I think it's a great shame that the best plants are in debug, because they shouldn't be. Ooh, I wonder if we can replace this lamp with this one, because that would be saving of the money. Look at that, we just saved ourselves 50 simoleons. Nah, not worth saving 50 simoleons. I'll go back to what I had. But yeah, I think unless you are kind of just trying to do a budget build or a specific type of build, it's, yeah, you don't necessarily need to delve into it. But I do find for landscaping, I always want to use it for landscaping, just because, yeah, all the best plants are in there. Sabrina, I have rooms of cars, rocks, the parking space bumper thing, and just random stuff. Okay, so it's stuff that you use all the time, but you don't want to have to go hunting for and search through. Like sometimes I just do this where I like scroll through you know, scroll through Livevett and debug and just to see what's there, particularly if I'm doing a build like this where I am trying to just, you know, obviously finish it off and have a few like cool little items in there and make it look like it's finished without having to spend any money. But you know, you got to be wary with it as well, because sometimes you have things like this, for example, and you know, you can place it, but then the Sims won't go underneath it just because some of the debug items aren't routable. Like the Sims have to go around it and they can't actually functionally go underneath them. So you've got to be a little bit careful about some of the items that you choose, because they look good, but they're not necessarily functional for the Sims to use. So yeah, it's one of those things where I am conscious of the fact that there are things there that just are not going to be good. Like I feel like if I'm going to use this umbrella, you know, for example, I'm going to have to be careful how I like use, like if I used like lounges or something underneath it, whether or not the Sims are actually going to be able to access it around that thing. But like something like that is actually quite cool because it's, you know, decorative and folded up, and it's something that's, you know, yeah, just purely decorative, and they can just walk around, so it's not a big deal. But this is things where you want them to go underneath it, and like things like this, it looks good, but it's not going to be functional for the kids to use. And same with the swing, looks good, not going to be functional. So you know, you gotta weigh it up. Like, are you going for looks? Are you going for function? I always feel like this thing here, right? And this is something that I wish we had more in the wish we had in the game. But I feel like you could use this as a faux trampoline. Like, look at that. Like, it could look like a faux trampoline. And why don't we have trampolines in the game? Like, why? It just seems like such an obvious thing. Like a lot of households out there today have trampolines for their kids. We have a trampoline for our kids, and it's just like, it's a basic thing that, you know, it's for kids to have, if you're fortunate to be able to afford it. And yeah, it just seems so weird to me. Like, we have so many different options for swings, and we have monkey bars, and we have slides. We have like a whole kit set, like, you know, venture set, you know, things like that, but we don't have trampolines. Seems like such an odd oversight, but I feel like it's to do probably with the, you know, with the animation of getting the Sims to jump like that. But in saying that, we do have the animation, you know, for Sims jumping on diving boards and stuff like that. So I feel like that would not be a too dissimilar animation to have Sims, you know, jumping on a trampoline versus jumping on a diving board. So, you know, I feel like that's not a complete out of left field thing to have in the game, is, you know, the Sims kind of having a trampoline. So why don't we have a trampoline? That's what I want to know. Or a seesaw. Yes, a seesaw. Like, why don't we have seesaws? Isn't that just like a weird thing not to have? That just seems like basic play equipment that we should absolutely have in the game. And yeah, we just don't have it. At this point, I've completely lost the plot of what I'm even looking for. I'm just looking at this point to see if I can find anything interesting that I can use in my luxury wardrobe. But I don't know that I haven't seen anything that's just like stood out to me. It's just like there's been nothing there that's really worked. I've got like a functional dresser. We've got a mirror. We've got a seat. We've got shoes. We've got clothing. We've got cosmetics. We've got jewelry. I think we're just going to have to probably bite the bullet and actually pay for something, but I don't know exactly what. I mean, we've got this here that I can put in here, but I can shrink that down, I guess. No, hang on. That way around? That way around. But I don't know. It's just not really doing anything for me as far as like luxury, I think. Ooh, magazines. Okay. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else here. No. In live edit that I really think is going to work for us. So let's have a look at our decorations and see what we've got. But yeah, why don't we have a trampoline? Why don't we have a seesaw? Why don't we have another hanging robe option? You know, there's like, sometimes I think about the things that we get in the game, and it's just repeats of stuff that we have, and it's nice, and it's like slightly different, you know, things like that. And I do appreciate that as well. But you know, there's other times where I'm like, why can't we just have something new? Instead of another hot tub, could we get like, you know, you know, an outdoor swing seat? Like, how cool would an outdoor swing seat be? Oh, my gosh. Charlene, you don't have a trampoline as my back garden is a small triangle, so I've got no room as we have 3 bins and a small food waste bin. Yeah, I mean, there's that as well. You've got to have the luxury of a yard space to be able to have a trampoline. And, you know, a lot of people don't have that yard space, you know, even if you have like little townhouses or you're living in apartments and that sort of thing as well. So you don't necessarily always have that option to have the yard space. So yeah, I get that. It's not something that everybody has. But I feel like, you know, a lot of the people that do out there that do have the yard space do tend to get trampolines for their kids. But it should be something that we have in the game. It's a pretty common item, I feel like, these days. Not everybody has them, but it is common enough. I don't know what else to put in here. What about... Okay, let's have a look at our everyday clutter. I was just thinking about those shoes. These ones here, like these kicks are for kids, but they're 120. And we've got the cap, the cap, that's 20. Okay, we can put a cap in there. Okay, we can have a cap. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what else to put in here. I'm stuck on that. Okay, console table. We can put like a little console table of some sort in here. That might be quite nice. Ooh, 246 simoleons. Alright. I think we can get a little something in here. Something cheap. Cheap. Nightstand. Bedside table. Okay. Cheapest we've got is like 40 simoleons. 45 simoleons. I love this one here, like the Spa ones. I think they're fantastic for put like little decorative things, but I feel like they're kind of not the vibe for in here. Like even that's like a feeling a little bit too modern in here, but yeah, lacking the options as well. Maybe a vanity. How much are the vanities? I don't know how much the vanities are. Whoa, 380. Nope. Okay, no vanity for that one. Those are way expensive. What about like a little bookshelf or something? 220? Ah, yeah. Okay, when you've got not much money, it's really hard to spend it. It sounds weird, but you know, when you are light on the old casharoo, I feel like you're more reluctant to spend it than if you've got like loads of money. Well, actually, no, that's not weird at all. That's perfectly normal, I feel like. It's like you're a lot more careful with how you spend your casharoo when you don't have much casharoo to spend. I feel like that's perfectly logical. Okay. Alright, and then I might just go... How much was the shoe rack? $120. Okay, let's go a shoe rack. There we go. More shoes. That's as luxury as I think I'm going to be able to afford. We've got 46 simoleons left. I think that's about all we're going to be doing. Crispy, hello. How are you? Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well today. We're just finishing up our lovely house that we've been building, which is a converted warehouse. And it has, we could only spend 10,000 simoleons. So I think I've done really well with the budget. And we needed to have forest green as our extra colour, or as our focus colour. And we needed to have a massive luxury walk-in closet. I've done the best I could with the budget that I had. We've got jewellery, we've got cosmetics, we've got a seat, a lamp, some shoes, a mirror, clothing. So, yeah, not too bad. Crispy, I'm good. Just got home from spending time with family. It's just gone midnight. Ooh, getting late for you. It is 11:15 a.m. here in New Zealand. So we're actually just getting into mid-morning times here. So funny how, but we're on Wednesday morning. So I bet you're still on Tuesday, right? Or if you're heading to midnight, then you'll be heading to Wednesday too. Yeah. So funny how the time zones work and how different they all are. Oh, dear. Yeah, we're always ahead of things here in New Zealand. So... always slightly ahead, as you do. Time zones are well confusing, man. They are so confusing. I just like anytime like there's daylight savings or anything like that, it's just like, oh man, and then you got to work out what it's going to be on, you know, on this date, and you're just like, I don't know. I like look at it and then basically my head explodes and that's the end of it. So yeah, it's like, oh man, just can't figure them out. I've got a couple memorized now, so it's not so bad, but yeah, beyond that, like everybody has all these different time zones. I mean, here in New Zealand, we have one time zone. And that's what I'm kind of used to. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's hard to keep track of everybody's time zones. Like, could I make like a little, here we are. We have like a little picture there on our wall. Spent our money. Hooray. We've got 16 simoleons left. Oh my gosh. I think we did okay. So these were the wheel spins. So we had our budget, which was 10,000 simoleons. And then our colours, so forest greens. So that was our colours. And our style was a converted warehouse. And our restriction was no symmetry allowed. This was horrible. I dislike not having symmetry. So yeah, I was just like, ah. Crispy, I need your thoughts on something. I mentioned this in another streamer's chat this morning and I basically got shut down about it and felt very unwelcomed. What are your thoughts on a potential new expansion pack being in the works for The Sims 4? Oh, okay. I think it's possible, to be honest. I don't know. That's the thing. It's just like they haven't really said anything about whether or not there is going to be a new one. I'm hopeful that there is. One of the things that I realize that the marketplace is kind of controversial, right? And I've got mixed feelings on it myself. But one of the functions and one of the reasons that they put the marketplace into play is because with consoles, they have a limited amount of DLCs that they're allowed to have on the marketplace for a particular game. So on console, what they've done, it's a little bit different on PC because we can have like an unlimited amount. But, you know, on particular platforms, I think there's a limit of around about 100 or something DLCs that you can have for a game. So with the transfer of the DLCs, like kits specifically, to the marketplace for console, what it's allowed for is the ability for more DLCs to be released on console. So kits will never count as a DLC on the console because they're sold through an internal function in the game. So they're not counted as a DLC. So by freeing up the slots for DLCs for consoles, what it's meant is that we do now have the ability to have more expansion packs, game packs, and stuff packs to come out for those platforms. And, you know, there wasn't ever the limitation on, on PC, but because of consoles, there was obviously a restriction on how many packs we could have out. So I think with that, it means that we can potentially have more expansion packs. Whether or not we will, and whether or not the game can have more, I don't know that it's possible, because there's going to be a certain limit where obviously technologically, memory wise and, that sort of thing, it gets challenging. But yeah, I did forget the fire alarm. Charlene, thank you. I will add that. But yeah, I think that there's a possibility of it, but whether or not we actually get it, I don't know. I would love to have more expansion packs. Absolutely. It just depends on the, okay, let's get rid of that shoe rack then. I need a fire alarm. Yeah, I think on a lot of factors, but there is the ability now to have more packs going out because of the fact that we have the marketplace there, and it allows for more options as far as that goes. Crispy, I thought that as well, but according to the Sims community website, kits are now once again available on console storefronts. Oh, really? Oh, I hadn't heard that. That's interesting, because I thought that was going to be the case where console was not going to have the kits available. There's been nothing official said. I'm surprised none of the news channels have posted about this yet, but there's a job listing on EA's career website looking for a software engineer in turn to work on expansion pack for The Sims 4. Huh. I think you might know more than me. I haven't been able to catch up on the news lately, so the last couple of days I haven't had a chance to. So, yeah, interesting. I'm really intrigued by the fact that they put kits out on console, because I thought the whole reason behind the market, well, I mean, obviously there's a whole other reason behind the marketplace in terms of making money, but yeah, I thought one of the reasons for the marketplace was that limitation on packs and the fact that they can only have a certain amount of DLC. So intriguing. You've been trying to get the news channel's attention, but they seem to be ignoring the whole thing. Huh. Maybe they're just working on it or something. I don't know. Interesting. No, I hadn't had a chance to catch up on social media today, so yeah, I haven't read any of their latest news, but that's intriguing. I wasn't aware about the kits going out on the storefront for console, so that intrigues me and confuses me a little bit. And I definitely hadn't heard about the expansion pack for the news for The Sims 4. I hope so. I hope so, but until we get official news, I'm just gonna, yeah, just carry on as it, and yeah, hope for the best, but you never quite know with it, hey? But I'd love it. Charlene, I thought it was because console can't have CC. Yeah, I think there's like multiple reasons for it. Like, I know definitely one of the reasons is that they were reaching the limit with the amount of DLCs that they could have on console. Obviously it's a money thing as well, because they want to have the option of obviously the CC creators creating stuff within the marketplace, and they can make money from that, and you know, and then giving the option for console players to have CC as well. So CC-esque items. So yeah, I think there's multiple reasons for the marketplace, but one of the big ones I know was the DLC limitation thing. So yeah, that makes me very confused about why they were released on the storefront. Crispy, yeah, I don't know specifically about the console kits, but the Bridgerton ones apparently released on console storefront, and the article said kits had returned. I wonder though, for that, if the Bridgerton kit was a little bit different because that was a bundle. So I wonder if that was a little different from that perspective, because you know how it released as the 2-pack bundle rather than being individual kits. Curious about that. I don't know that would mean that all of the kits are available. Console Sims 4. Yeah, okay. I think that might be the case. I think you have to buy the kits in general through the marketplace for console, but I think perhaps, yeah, it was like the bundle, I think, might have been an individual kind of separate thing, I think. But I'm not on console, so I find that really hard. I don't know if there's anyone on console here, but yeah, I do find it intriguing. If they do release them, I don't think that they will, because I know that was definitely a reason for the whole, one of the reasons for the marketplace was that limitation with the DLC. So yeah. Crispy, if I remember correctly, I think that when the Cats and Dogs EP and My First Pet came to console, they had to be bundled. Yeah. I wasn't actually, I don't think I was playing, I was playing Sims. I was very casual at the time, so I don't actually remember that when that came out, but that sounds like it would be something that would have had to do. So I think maybe bundles would be dealt with in a slightly different way, I think, when it comes to the kits, because they're not necessarily, yeah, the individual things. So yeah, I think perhaps that would be the case for the Bridgerton ones. I don't know that the other kits will be available on the storefronts for PlayStation and Xbox. It was something to do being with DLC for DLC, and they were told it had to be released together. Yeah, that caused a bit of to-do, didn't it? Whereas like you had to buy a DLC to get to be able to play that other DLC. Yeah, that was like I don't think they've repeated that mistake, have they? People were definitely up in arms about that one. I do remember that. I wasn't in the community at the time, but it was just like, oh man. Whoever thought of that one was just like, uh-oh. Not the best idea. Anyway, I think they learned from that mistake on that one. So yeah, as far as an expansion pack for The Sims 4, I don't have an answer on that one, but you know what I haven't also done? I just realized I haven't actually finished this garden at the front. Yeah, the DLCs. I think it's entirely possible that we will get another expansion pack, and I very much hope that we do. But at this point, without any sort of, you know, official word on it, it's a little hard to really know what's going to be happening. I mean, we get stuff sprung on us in terms of, like, you know, like the Bridgerton kits and stuff like that. It's just like, whoa, that came from left field, but also awesome. But yeah, you never quite know what you're going to get until they really announce it. But, you know, that's exciting too. But you know what? I think the possibility is there for an expansion pack, and I genuinely do hope that we do get one. So, yeah, that's my hope. That's my hope. But we won't know until it happens, I think. Crispy, I think it's always a possibility until they outright say no more expansion. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think until they actually say we're not doing any more, it's always going to be a possibility. And I mean, obviously we've got a lot of up in the air because we've got the sale and everything like that, which is going to be a complete nightmare. You know, so, you know, it's going to be interesting times ahead. But I think, you know, it's always going to be an absolute possibility until they say specifically no more. I'm always going to believe that we're going to get, the possibility is there for an expansion pack. So, yeah. I'm very much on board with the idea of more expansion packs. I would love them. I'm not done with The Sims 4 yet. So, you know, I'm very happy for more stuff to kind of come out. But at the end of the day, I mean, we don't know what we're gonna get until they actually say it and announce it and that sort of thing. And maybe that's something that they're not going to know until, you know, the sale goes through and they have a better idea of where directionally things are going. But maybe they already have that idea and it's just purely a financial thing. I mean, I don't know. But, you know what? We are going to find out and it's going to be fine. All right, my friends. I think we have managed to win this challenge. I feel like it's not something that I would ordinarily build. But I think we've done all right. Like, we've converted this warehouse into a home and we've done it in forest green. We've stuck to our budget of 10,000 simoleons. So we've spent 8,854 simoleons plus the value of the lot. I don't know, did that count? I'm assuming I counted the value of the lot as part of the 10,000. Maybe I shouldn't have, but anyway, I did. So yeah, and we have, I've stayed away from symmetry as best I can. I don't know that I've done anything particularly symmetrical anywhere. Like the front and the back of the house are different. I've done like windows in different spots. I feel like I haven't done anything symmetrical intentionally anyway that I noticed, but I might not even notice it because I'm just so used to things being symmetrical. And our last challenge was a massive luxury closet. Look, on 10,000 simoleons, it was always going to be limited, but we've got jewelry, we've got cosmetics, and we've got lamps and seats and mirrors and clothing. So I figure I've got a closet there. How luxury it is, I don't know, but we've done okay. How about a final touch on the house with some door numbers from Yard Charm? Ooh, can I afford it? Let's see. Great addition. Either that or we could do the ones from Lovestruck. But let's have a look at the Yard Charm ones. Yard Charm. How much are they? Okay, we can do the house character sign, plank with potential. I can't do the freestanding ones, too expensive, but we can definitely do a number of some sort. So we can go either that one, or we can do some numbers. We've got the green. We've got green. How much is that? 26 versus 21 each. Okay, let's do the long one, because then that's kind of like a little layer of things. I might do it in brown. Yay! There we go. That's our finishing touch. We've got our house number. And you know what? If I've got enough money, I will do an outside light. One outside light. No. I can't do that outside light. That's bad. Oh my gosh. All right. We can't afford the outside lights. That's fine. All right, my friends. That means we are wrapping up for today's build and stream. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be back on Friday, 9 a.m. New Zealand time, which is Thursday, 5 p.m. EDT. And we are going to be doing a little bit more of the Very Veggie Challenge. So we are currently in the Mushroom Generation and the Very Veggie Challenge, and we are getting to the end of the Mushroom Generation, which then leads us on to the Pea Generation, which is the final generation, Generation 10. But we still have a little bit to do in the Mushroom Gen, so we've got to work on our conservationist career, and we've got to finish our aspiration by sleeping for 5 nights in a tent. So we're going to be living in a tent. Not the spooky. No, I can't do the spooky stuff light. Sorry. Nah, it's not happening. I'm sorry. It would just be the most bizarre thing to have on the front of the house. I can't do it. No. No. I'm going to save the 30 simoleons for something better than a spooky stuff. Spooky stuff light. Sorry. Oh, boy. You know, actually, how much is a rug on the front? You know what? We might be able to. Yes, we can afford a welcome mat, my friends. We can afford a welcome mat for 30 simoleons. There we are. Great, beautiful big welcome mat. Welcome in, and we've spent all of our simoleons. Hooray! Okay, I better give that another save. There we go. That's our house. We did really well. I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'm going to get some lunch and yeah. Get on with my day. I've got a busy afternoon ahead of me, and I hope you guys have a fabulous time zone no matter what time it is, and hopefully I can catch you on Friday for a bit of very veggie fun. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time around. Bye!